What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm starting my day at Arkel Motors. They have a few coolant level sensors here for me. You may remember a few videos back, probably like 10 videos ago now, I purchased a coolant sensor, a coolant level sensor for the White International that's a manual, and they had the Cummins version of it, which was like black and red. It was a little bit different than the one that we had on the truck. And it turns out that those sensors are the same size and they fit perfect, but the internals on them are different. So when we plugged that one into our International, it read at 0%. If we took a different sensor, I actually pulled the one off of my TerraStar. They're the same sensors, and I put it on that truck, it reads 100%. So that's how we determined that the Cummins sensor is actually a bit different. But when I pulled the sensor out of my TerraStar, I broke the locking tabs on the back of it. I'll show you one when I get back out of here with it. But on my TerraStar, it's like super difficult the way that the coolant tank is to pinch the end to get it to slide out. And I tried using needle nose pliers to try and just grab it with the little ribs in the end of the plier, and it ended up snapping one of them. Actually, I think it snapped both of them and sent the sensor flying out of there. So I have it taped back in. It still works, but I want to get one that locks in. So that's why I have two of them here, one for the truck that's a manual, and then one for my TerraStar. So let me run in and grab these, and then I'll show you the little locking tabs on it real quick. All right, so here's the sensor, and you can see right up here on the top, there's two tabs that when this slides in, these two tabs right here lock. And in order to get it to release, you really have to pinch these together and then kind of slide it out a little bit. And then you can grab this end on the plug and pull it out. But if you just pull from this end, these will lock it in right there. And hopefully this is clear enough. That should be a good shot right there. You can see the two sides there. But I snapped those off on mine. So I'll show you my TerraStar tank when we get down to our main shop. All right, guys, I had to stop at our Orange County yard because during the last snowstorm, we had a bit of an incident with this exhaust stack. As you can tell, it is completely missing, and it's snapped off right here, right at where these two pipes overlap. This piece on here slides over top of this one. That's why there's a band clamp here. And this is pretty much the weak point, which is where it snapped. You can see the metal is all ripped apart. So I got to pull this off. This band clamp is actually snapped. You can see the pieces right here. It's still holding this section on, but it also held on this heat shield and the rest of that. This is where that piece snapped off. So I got to bend this heat shield back and try and get it straight. But I just got off the phone with Arkel. They're going to order me this center section of the stack and this band clamp here, and he said it'll be there tomorrow. So I'm gonna pull this band clamp off. This upper section is fine. We're gonna replace all of this, that band clamp, and then obviously this piece is coming off as well. I'm gonna prep it all today. That way tomorrow we just have to do an install. But it's kind of crazy. This exhaust stack is I don't know, 5 feet, maybe 6 feet tall. And it's just up there without any sort of support except for this one band clamp down here. So it's getting shaken around like crazy, especially on a plow truck. These trucks are abused, and it is not smooth miles put on these trucks. So if you're just driving the truck down the road, yeah, you're not going to have an issue. But having this exhaust stack getting shaken like crazy while you're plowing leads to a situation like this. So what we're thinking is setting up a rubber piece off of the cab shield there to give it a little bit of extra support. You don't want to do a metal bar or anything like that because the bed moves a little bit different than the cab does in this exhaust. So you don't want tension up there. You just want rubber so it has a little bit of play in it, but it's also supporting it. But we're going to get all of this prepped and put on tomorrow, and then one day in the future we'll worry about getting that rubber support up there. All right, so I'm not going to be able to get this piece off from beating it with the hammer. It is rusted together, the two pieces of tube here. So I'm gonna bring a grinder up and cut a slit in this nice and easy, making sure I don't cut the lower section, and then I can peel it open a little bit and get it to slide off. I'm gonna do that tomorrow when I'm here with the new parts, but I am gonna bring this stack and the heat shield down to our main shop today, get that all straightened up, the bend in it, and then I have to get this piece separated. This band clamp is tacked to the lower section of the pipe there, so I gotta call Arkel and just make sure that this clamp is coming with this piece of exhaust pipe, because if that's the case, then I can just cut this one off as well. But I told him originally I didn't need the upper clamp. I didn't realize it was tacked to this pipe. So more than likely, there's a new clamp coming with the pipe already. But I need to call him and just make sure we're getting the right parts, and then we are heading down to our main shop. All right, guys, so we're at my shop, and here is the coolant tank on my TerraStar. You can see right here, I have it taped. We can pull this out though. This is the coolant level sensor, but there's no way to get your finger in there and squeeze the end of it, which has this like locking piece on it, to get it out. So what I did is I put needle nose pliers in there and kind of just used the pressure against the tank here, and when it came flying out, it ripped all the locking things off. So really, we can take this tape off. We'll put this one in there. Come on, let me put my camera down for a second. All right, so I got it started to go in. Once it gets in, it locks behind there. So this one was taped in because obviously it wouldn't lock. I just need to take this wire off. Plug it down here, and we're good to go. Cutting a little bit right there. Not too bad. Bang that bag out and we're good to go. All right, guys, I'm back up at our Orange County yard. I wanted to get back up here today because this red truck here is apparently in lit mode. I brought my code reader with me, so I'm gonna check that, and hopefully it's nothing serious, but if there's parts that I need, maybe I can grab them in the morning when I'm at Arkel getting the rest of these exhaust pieces. I was able to get the middle pipe out of here. It was actually slid over this, so I was able to get that out. This band clamp just had a little tack there. I grinded the tack off and then that piece was loose, but this got a little bit dinged up. Nothing too major that we're worried about. I also bent this back a little bit, so we'll be able to get that bolted back together, no problem. I brought my grinder up here with me. I'm gonna cut this piece off real quick, get that off, and then I'm sure underneath it is a mess. So if it is, I'll clean it up as best as I can. Obviously, I got limited space back here between the cab and the exhaust there, but let me grind this off real quick. We'll get that taken care of, and then we'll run the code on this truck. grab a screwdriver, but let's see. Might be able to get it with my hammer here. Oh yeah, we should be able to get it. There we go. I think it just, yep, it should be. There we go, got it. Wow, the thing is a mess. Yeah, I'm gonna try and clean this up. I should have brought a wire wheel with me, but all I have is this cutting blade. So anyway, we'll clean that up a little bit, and then tomorrow the new pipe will slide right over that, pretty easy. The last thing I want to do is nick the paint. Make sure I got a rag. That should be good. I'm gonna have the grinder here tomorrow if I gotta clean it up a little bit more, but not terrible. All right, so it's definitely in lit mode. It has the stop sign up there. It says stop engine, check engine light, a wrench, and we're about to start a scan right now. See what it says. DPF system, data valid but above normal operation range, most severe level 1, engine oil interval, after treatment diesel oxidation catalyst intake temperature. Alright, so it's those 3 codes. Alright, so I just did a little bit of research on these codes. There's 3 active codes. The one in the middle was just the oil change interval code, and that is not the reason this truck's in limp mode, so we're going to ignore that for now. The first one was SPN3936, is a diagnostic trouble code that indicates a problem with the diesel particulate filter DPF system. The exact issue depends on the vehicle's make and model. And then the other code was SPN4765, is a fault code that indicates an issue with the diesel oxidation catalyst inlet temperature sensor in diesel engines. So maybe the sensor just went bad. I have no clue. That would be a nice, easy fix, hopefully. I don't know exactly where that sensor is or how hard it is to change, but the driver did say that he tried to do a parked regen and it still didn't fix it. So it seems like maybe the sensor is bad, because usually when you regen these, it basically, from my understanding, is it burns off everything in the exhaust, and if you let it run too long without doing the regen, then it throws it in the limp mode as well. But he did a regen, so I don't really know what happened there. So hopefully it's just that sensor. If Matt confirms that it is the sensor, then we'll call Arkel in the morning, and it's like 20 minutes from here, 25 minutes. So I'll run there and grab it if they have it in stock. Otherwise, we'll just have to order the part, and hopefully it'll be here soon. But that is going to wrap it up for this one. If you guys have any questions or comments, definitely leave them down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys next time. Peace.